How we doing this fine? What am I saying? Ain't fine. I'm tired. Wore the heck out. Been up since 1. Mike, you a night owl, so I know you happy, but Lord. And I just left the ghetto truck stop. Hopefully, I got one more stay there, and then I'll be back to my regular back channels and all that stuff. But boy, it's been a freaking experience. I mean, boy. Ah, jeez. Hopefully that didn't start. Mike, let me know if I lose audio, cause as soon as the truck cuts off, it'll switch over, and I hope it don't. I don't know, just a second before I start driving. No, no, it didn't switch over. That's the only thing about being in the 18 wheeler. It'll switch over to uh, the default, which is my truck Bluetooth. So just let me know if we do that. Hold up. Let me just check one thing and then we can get going. Okay. Alrighty. Ah, dang it. Messages. Okay. Did a load of calls, so I'm good. And one more thing. Then I can get the heck out of Dodge. Load. This is stupid. Okay, hold on. Oh, boy. I was having a time this morning. Normally, I go pick up my empty trailer is the Publix distribution center, and this was like at 1:30 in the morning. Man, that thing it was like wrapped around the corner. It would took me. I'd have still been there trying to get through the gate. I was like, screw that. So, I went to a different. Let's see. Hold on, I gotta put in my address. I went to a different. We have this thing on the app where you punch in and say looking for a trailer, and it'll send you to places. And I went to this dark behind yard. I mean, it was spooky, but I said, just go slow. You'll be okay. You know, I'm telling you, when I first started driving, boy, this mess. Good morning, welcome in. Uh, uh, this mess was when I first started. When I first started driving, I mean, they don't explain to you what you really need to know. Oh, you get in the truck, you'll make $1 million and all this other stuff, and they don't tell you how spooky it is. They don't tell you you'll be picking up stuff in the middle, on top of a mountain where Bigfoot lives. You'll be spending the night on the side of a road on a dirt path where coyotes and mountain lions and stuff like that. I mean, they don't explain to you that you can get robbed at any time where you park. You know, lot lizards and all kind of crap. I mean, they don't explain to you though the ins and outs of being a truck driver. It's a hot mess. And then when you connect to a truck, you gotta look. You gotta use some common sense. Like where I was looking and connecting, this thing it's like he backed up on a hill, so it was at a slant. So I literally had to say, wait a minute. If I try to back up, I'm gonna bash into something. So I went real slow. I dropped my trailer. 'Cause this one I can actually drop the trailer. Thank you, Jesus. I dropped the trailer, and I mean not drop the trailer, but I dumped the airbag so it lowers the back of it so I could ease up on it. Then I raised it up, and then I tried to I tried to get under it, but then I had to raise it up some more because it was giving me a hot ass mess. And then you got to think about this stuff. Can I go to the left? But I was so close to the trail on the right I'm gonna wind up whacking him. So I said, you know what? I gotta go to the right. See, you gotta think about all this stuff so early in the morning that so you don't cause any undue damage. Look at this fool. Now you can't see him not on camera, but walking right in the middle of the road, right in the middle of the road. No, that's okay. That's okay. But they nice people anyway. But and I ain't trying to run them over. I ain't in no rush. So no bigger than me. But the fact is, you need to move over so I get in there. But I ain't gonna try to piss him off because I got to get down the road. Good morning. I see Jigs in there. Good morning. Good morning. I can see, a little bit because I'm gonna do a video with another camera of the distance where it is when I do these lives. It's kind of silly. It's kind of silly. Y'all excuse me for 1 second. I gotta check out. So I ain't trying to piss these folks off. We gonna get us down the road so we can start singing on the road again. No problem. We gonna start singing on the road again in a minute. On the road again. They should have a rap. On the road again. See, that's why I didn't honk at that person. They the one checking me out. Oh boy. Oh, I see Tamika coming. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing this morning? Yeah, I'll be with y'all just a second. We'll start the conversation. We'll start the convo. That guy USA Foods, he don't realize you got to do a certain way. You don't just knock on the window. It's all right. It's all right, lady. I don't want to get going. It's okay. Oh, so y'all know it don't take this long to get going. Like, come on, Billy. Really? Sorry about this. Uh, well, I don't see how you night folks do it. You know, I don't see how you night folks do it, but y'all do it. But like I said, I could have been home, stayed home a little bit, and then got up this morning. But my wife had to drive me 30 miles out the way. So I said, nah, I just Ubered over there. But we'll get going in a minute. I can't do nothing until this lady give me my paperwork. Usually this is a 60-second movement right here. What kind of mess? On the road again. We can't wait to get on the road again. Okay. I'll be with y'all in just a second. Well, at least this is making up space. This is stupid. This is stupid. At least I'm taking up time being stupid. The truck about to cut off on me. Lord Jesus. All right. All that, all that. Oof. See, that's what I need. I need to be sitting at a gate somewhere making me telling trucks to move up or whatever. Now I need her to check. Okay, come on, lady. Come on, you can do it. Okay. All right. Down to business. I'm when what the I heard something back there. Hey, by the way, um, being honest with you, I'm gonna throw a little bit of water. I should have did an opening videotape of my olive tree that is growing. It's freaking awesome. Whatever. Um, I'll be surprised if I keep this thing alive because it's loving sitting in my passenger seat. And I'm loving it there. It gives me something to do. When I wake up, I make coffee. I take the coffee grounds. Y'all let me know with a one if that's good. I put the coffee grounds in there with that. I don't mix it up, but I put the coffee grounds in there, and I'm made that a part of my daily routine. And I don't water it every day, but give it a couple of days, and water it, and it's fun. It's fun. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna take it home to the Death Watch with my wife. See the destruction should wreak, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me stop being mean. Okay, that's a night driver, and he's spending the night in the middle of the damn road, knowing you ain't supposed to do that. It's against company policy, but I'm gonna mind my business. All right, I came up with this because I have two stories I want to tell. Because you know what, the thing about people, the thing about becoming an adult, becoming an adult. I'm sorry, that is the most horrific adventure that anybody could be a part of. Because especially as a black man and a black woman, we are not prepared for the situations that we encounter. And especially if you come from a poor background, a poor environment, a lot of times what we have done. Good morning, I see someone just came in. I'll buy you. Hey, buy. Uh, we come from situations where the only way out is to join the military. And a lot of times, what does that entail? Well, you're being trained no matter what you're in the Army, MMO, whatever, you're being trained to become a killer. No matter what your position in boot camp, you are being, they take you, they they break you down. It's like the $6 million brand. They break you in for you young folks, the $6 million man, they rebuilt him, made him bigger, faster, whatever, as it cost them $6 million. They break you down to nothingness and build you back up. And doesn't matter your MMO cook, it doesn't matter. They train you to become a killer. Now my hats off to Army, my hats off to Marines. Um, you know, those guys, Air Force. I'm not feeling y'all. No, nothing personal. And Navy, but and and let's do a side note before we get into the serious stuff. When you go on a cruise ship, especially Carnival Cruise Line, we there is a show that they do, which it gives thanks. It gives thanks to the armed forces. So a lot of times, ex-military guys will wear their MMO hats. They're, where they were stationed at. Army, Navy, Air Force, Navy. They'll wear their boat hats. All Navy, ships have boat hats. I have a hat that says the only good Marine is a submarine because I was on a submarine. So we rib each other. We talk about stuff, and most of the guys that do that are retired. A lot of times they can read if you're retired or not because what you say. I said when I got out, I burnt my uniform, and I was laughing, but I did. I was like, fuck, F this, I could do better out there. And then I realized that I probably, if I'd have knew better, if I know what I know now, I would have stayed in and did my 20. I don't know. And but they have this thing that they recognize everybody. And now we've gotten so politically correct. They recognize everybody and their mama at this. That's why I'm gonna stop going because I worked hard to do my time. I worked hard for my recognition. I'm sick, and nothing against firefighters, police, EMTs, and all that. That's a regular job. You could quit at any time. But once you sign up for the military, once you sign up, it is a form of legalized slavery. You belong to the United States of America. You could probably court martial nowadays if you get a tattoo. And I got a tattoo when I was in. You could be court martialed for not showing up for work. You could be court martialed. That's why a lot of times when you say, man, this guy comes in when he's half dead. You know why? Because it was ingrained in us in the military. You better be half dead. And then it's up to the sergeant or your petty officer to send you to sick call. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times people don't realize what military personnel go through in certain situations. You know, I'm not going to talk about him because the stuff he's done is, hush hush. And but someone that's always in here was Black Ops and went through hell. That's why it's an honor to me to be this man's friend. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to me because I know what he's gone through. And I'm not going to tell his business, because he has gained my utmost respect. I couldn't do what he had done. And the thing is, you are given, I forgot what the general orders, you learn them in boot camp, that you got to follow orders. They say kill, you better kill. No matter if you're not a killer, you signed up for it, and you could not afford to go to college on your own. So they will come in the military. We'll get you college, whatever. College credits and all this other crap. But you are a trained killer. And some of us, and when you ever hear somebody say downrange, they done did something. Just like y'all see Jay Jordan, my man been downrange. He went through something. Do you see what I'm saying? He's done stuff, and he don't talk about it, and I don't blame him. But I wouldn't mess with him either. You know what I'm saying? And everybody be cutting up, but that man works out. He works out daily, and it's a part of his healing. His healing journey because of what he done been through, what he done seen. When you see something, you can't unsee it. When you go through something, you can't unsee it. When you hear it, I remember one time. I literally drunk and drive, and this was when I was stationed in Maine. I drove all the way to New York, all the way to the Bronx, and made it there because I was lonely. I went to see my brother, and I remember we jumped out of the car. I jumped out of the car. He said, "Pop the hood, pop the hood." I had a little Chevy Spectrum, It was a piece of junk. Wasn't worth stealing. Popped the hood. He removed the distributor cap, slammed it down, and he yelled, "Run!" Because I just made it. I literally, guys, I just made it. The countdown to New Year. I don't know what year it was. The countdown to New Year was going run, and I'm like, and I'm hearing people Happy New Year, and I'm hearing it sound like bottle rockets over my head. Pew pew pew. I said, why? Hey man, why are they shooting up? I'm running with him. He said that ain't bottle rockets, fool. They shooting at us. Run! And I'm in the Bronx now. And I was like, oh snap! And I'm running, and we made it to the door, and I'm laughing because I'm still a little tipsy. And I drove all night, and I wasn't drinking and driving, but I was good buzz in me, and I know that's wrong, but that was damn near 30 years ago. Okay, so let's get over that. And but the thing is, unless you're a sociopath, killing somebody is hard. Killing somebody just because it's the orders is hard. And watching and the guns that we have, M16s, and the military, them cannons that they got, the machine guns, and I mean with an M50, 50 cal can make half your body explode. I mean, literally half your freaking body explode. And and what the military does, they break it down, and they constantly train. So you have to overcome your fear and do your training and get into that groove of following what I'm supposed to do. And a lot of people don't understand. A lot of folks don't understand. And see, this is the problem I got with this. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. Well, what about them guys that were in Nam? They didn't want to go, but they had to go. And then when they came back, they were spit on and called baby killers and all this other stuff when they were just doing what they were supposed to do. And again, this is my opinion. This is just my opinion. And the fact that, and I'm not being geopolitical, but a lot of these, you know, politicians don't look out for you know our guys in the armed forces. Now, don't get me wrong, I was on submarine. So when we waged war, it was World War III. So it was the end of the freaking world. To be honest with you. So but other than that, these fighting in Afghanistan, going to Iraq, and going to areas of the world that nobody knows you're there, but you're in there. And you've got to do what you're ordered to do, to take this guy out, take that person out. And the sheer terror of it is the only person has your back is your buddy, your army buddy, the corporal or the private next to you, and you form a bond. And some of us has watched that bond be disintegrated. Some of us has watched that bond, the friends, you know, going on to glory. And see, what they don't do is, instead of you getting counseling, they have one counselor for a couple hundred to 1,000 guys, or one counselor for a whole freaking platoon, one counselor for a whole regiment. I'm not exaggerating here. And they ask you if you're okay, and if you're not okay, and you tell them you're not okay, you're going to be grounded, and then you got to sit back and you mess up certain teams that you're on, because you're on a 4-man team, a 5-man team. Now that team is grounded because they need to get another person and get them trained, and so you continue on, and you watch the damage keeps on being bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's just a part of it. The damage, you watch the killing, the destruction. You watch this over and over and over. But you join the military so you could get out of where, you could get out of poverty. You could get out of the hood. You could get out of the trailer park. But let's talk about that. And it's crazy. I remember, I should have a stupid siren because I felt like a child I remember when I was training to become a truck driver, and we drove into California. I'm gonna tell you two stupid stories. One of them, we had a load in Compton, California. You know, what I mean, like straight out of Compton, crazy mother, blah blah blah, Ice Cube. Blah. It didn't even dawn on me where I was. But I was in Compton with like boys in the hood, Compton, and I remember because I was training and we had spent the night. I was sleeping on the top bunk, and I literally could hear gunshots in the distance, like it was freaking Afghanistan. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what in the heck? And I'm like under my cover, my head under my cover, like I'm like my cover was bulletproof. These trucks ain't made of nothing but sheet metal. I was bulletproof. Like, oh my God, oh God, help me, protect me under uh this bulletproof cover. And see, like I said, I started off the conversation talking about Afghanistan, but some folks are in a daggone war in the streets, in the alleyways of our own daggone country. Some folks literally, you sit on your porch in your neighborhood and you could get shot up because you wear the wrong colors. But this is family, by the way. I mean, really, and you can wear the wrong colors. You could wear blue or red or there's other things. They don't even tell you. Watch out wearing a sports cap in California in certain states. That means you're part of a gang. I didn't even know that. Certain caps like New York, Red Sox, this one and that. That's just another way to say I'm a part of a gang. And I'm telling you how stupid I am because I'm spreading this out. I know I'm all over the place, but I remember okay. Our company gives you a certain amount of shirts to wear. Say, hey, I work for Night Transportation. I wear a red shirt. And y'all see me, I wear bandanas because for some reason, if I don't have something on my head gets cold, I get really sick. Sinuses go crazy. So I just been wearing a bandana. It's the only thing that stops it, other than you wearing a cap all the time. So I remember I'm south of LA, about 20 miles south. So I'm in the city range, and I'm waiting to be unloaded. So I said, I'm gonna walk up to McDonald's. No, Taco Bell. It was Taco Bell. I'm walking up to Taco Bell, and I'm about. I always exaggerate. I say about half a mile. I'm saying I'm about a half a mile on God's honest truth, and it just dawned on me. I'm walking down the street with a big behind red shirt in Los Angeles, California, and I got a blue bandana on my head. Okay, think about it. I'm walking in Los Angeles with a red, so it just dawned on me, hey, stupid, you in you in Los Angeles, and I hear the rap straight out of Compton, crazy mother blah blah. I said, oh shoot, and I snatched the cap off my head, the bandana off my head, and I'm sitting here running down the road. I'm sitting here running down the road, and I'm still big as a house, so I'm out of breath. I'm running down the road, so I'll get shot at. And this is what folks in certain areas like Los Angeles, California, this is what they go through daily, especially in highly areas. And I remember I told a Spanish guy, then he was cracking up, and he said, "Oh no, you'd have been all right with the cap, not the red shirt. You'd have been straight." I was like, "Oh Jesus!" And the fact is that people have lost their lives for the gang culture, and a get back or whatever they want, whatever you want to call it. They've lost their lives because of that. Well, in other situations, I'm going to talk about something. I always wonder what this dog was. I'm going to tell you my first story. you know, a while back, I used to install satellite dishes. That's why when y'all see me on the ladder cleaning my gutters, I ain't got no problem with it because I'm used to it. I can go up and down. I don't like to. I'm getting older. I really don't like doing it, but I can do it. I can actually, I can get across my roof. And I had this young cat. He was like, I was like, don't do it. Don't go there. You ain't gonna make it. And I'm gonna tell my insurance company you ain't gonna make it. And I remember I went to this lady's place and said, hi, I'm so and so from Dish Network. I'm here to install your satellite dish. You got, take a walk around your house, and then I'll be right back, and we check, and I'm gonna let you know where a good spot to put it, the dish at, and so forth and so on. Then I will come in the home and see what you want done. So I remember walking around the house, and when you walk around someone's house, the door opened up, and two Great Pyrenees came running out. I didn't know till now. It took me damn near, somewhat 20 years to understand. Great Pyrenees are dogs that they use to protect um, their herds of sheep, herds of cattle, you know, herds of, farm animals. They protect their farm animals. These dogs stay out there and they take on coyotes and wolves and stuff like that. They're very large dogs. Now, the story behind this is I had a plan. I'm walking around. I have always had one glove on. One glove because and I grew up with big dogs. I said if I get attacked by a dog, I'm gonna throw my hand because I got a glove on. I'm gonna throw my hand and shove it so far into his mouth and grab his bottom jaw and hold on to him for dear life. But the problem of that is when this went down and the dogs came out, they sent someone new in their territory, and I backed up with my hands in there. Oh, oh, oh. And the owner was a buck and a quarter. The lady, she couldn't have, how you had these big ass dogs and they don't listen to you. So they attacked me. And they attacked me with a pack mentality. One went for one arm and one went for one leg. The one that came at me from the right, I automatically did what I was training myself to do, shoved my hand up into that dog's mouth and grabbed that bottom jaw, and I had him. I had him on the ground. But then the other dog, I didn't have a glove on. Jesus, need to wake up. The other dog came at me from the left and was and got me on my left calf. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but at this point, there was no bass in my voice. I'm screaming like a freaking woman. I'm screaming, and and that's why I came up with the subject today. Sheer, I mean, I was overcome. I would never ever forget that feeling of sheer terror when you something. I mean, I had the one, and he was gnawing on my leg. One, I had control of one, the other one gnawing my leg. So I instinctively released my. I think that she, hey, I instinctively released my hold on that dog's jaw, and I went trying to fight off the other one, but I couldn't fight him off. I had nothing, and the other one grabbed me by my forearm, my right forearm. So now I have one dog on my left leg and one on my right forearm, and I'm screaming bloody murder. And I'm trying to fight them. I didn't have my tools or whatever. And I'm gonna tell you what I after that what I started doing. And the fact is, and I'm crying out to God and Jesus, everybody. And I didn't even know God yet. I'm screaming bloody freaking murder. And they laughed at me later on. The other guy took off. I could have should have whooped his ass, but he took off. And then, finally, the lady got control of her dog and got him in the house and locked the door and didn't say sorry or nothing. And I limped back to the truck and I'm bleeding on my forearm, my leg, and take me to the hospital, take me to the emergency room. And when you get like a dog bite, they can't do nothing because it's they got to just wrap you up and whatever. And from that day forward, I have a fear of especially big dogs. But again, I will never ever relinquish that fear that I went through because it was terrifying. And I started carrying. At once, I carried. The cops have them. They're called batons, but they retractable batons. I went to a police. Um, I went to a police supply depot, and I bought two retractable metal batons. And I remember one time because it used to happen all the time. I get out and start walking toward the door, and dogs come flying out of nowhere. This is how white folks do. They just let their dogs run anyway. And I'm not trying to be bigoted or what. I'm just telling you what I went through. And it was automatic. And I had them like set in certain pockets that I reach for. And it was like a ninja move. I pull them out and retract them and took my stance like this is never ever gonna happen again. Come on. And I remember one time the lady come around, they nobody know, they nobody know. You better get your effing dogs. And I remember there's a few times and I just get back and say, no, reschedule, I'm done. And I would call him, I call dispatch, no. Lady won't control the dogs, I'm not going back there, I don't care what you say. I remember this was a constant thing. So now my wife understands that I don't play when it comes to dogs. That's why I told that story that I was cutting my front lawn one day and I came in. I was going heading to the house to get me, refresh my beer, and there was a pit bull in my garage. There was a freaking pit bull in my garage, and he got scared and took off. And long story short, I went for my shotgun. I was gonna take his ass behind out, and the officer, the dog pound officer, was like, Do not leave your house, sir. Yelling at me through the phone. No, no, no. I'm effing him up. No, screw this. I'm having flashbacks. You ain't gonna do this in my yard. You see, man, it's hilarious. You ain't doing this to me. I'm having flashbacks because I had my shotgun ready, cocked, and everything, and I got things written down. Trust and believe. And and I remember I could look out. I looked out the window, and I seen the dog pound that showed that person was there for at least an hour. That dog pound was there for at least an hour, and I ain't never had no problem with them since. We can laugh at it. We never had no problem with them since. You know, we that's why one of the part about being an empath is I'm very compassionate to other people and what they've been through, and I can understand. I can feel it. I can 'cause I've had my father threaten my life. And with all the guns that he had in the house, I knew he was gonna go through it. I watched my father beat. Not watch, but came home to stuff that normal people shouldn't have seen, and it's the daggone shame. But now to my next story. Um, and we talk about relationships. Before I met my wife, love her to death, love you, honey. It has nothing to do with you, but it makes me, when I tell this story, it makes me appreciate the power of God in my life because He knew I needed a change. I needed something else, but He literally wiped everything off the map so I could realize He had a plan for me. That's why I love the woman like I love her. That's why I love my wife like I love her. Because God had a plan for my behind. And I remember in the middle, I was training this young brother, and I stayed up. He was good because we through the mountains, and now we on flat land. I said, okay, you should be okay. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I went to sleep. The heck out. And I remembered I always got up an hour before it was time for me to drive, and I said, I always get up and talk to the, hey, how you doing? Because it was somebody, because I was lonely. This truck, I had you two, I had you guys to talk to and conversate and do all that. I had nobody. And I remember I got up and conversated. What? Got a hole in my pants. What the heck? Yep, son of a biscuit eater. That's all right. And we conversate. But this morning, at this time, I was getting up and I heard a whisper say, "Don't get up, go back to sleep." Because I remember, I, I don't want to tell everybody. I don't need to tell YouTube my whole world, but I was going through something and I literally cried myself to sleep. And I remember that voice saying, "Go back to sleep." And then I was awoken to a big crash because when you're driving 18 wheeler, between the sleeper berth and the driver's seat and the passenger seat, there's a curtain. You close the curtain. I was woken up to bam, 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 and the truck was careening. What do you mean by careening? You could tell we weren't on the road no more, and the top of the curtain was on fire. Now I'm butt ass naked. Normally I don't. I was sleeping with my clothes on. So, but I finally got to the point where I was relaxed enough because I was like, if something happened, I have my clothes on. I run. I took my glasses off. I was in my tidy whities. So yeah, I tell you, I wasn't even an adult yet. I was in tidy whities, and I woke up. The bed's rocking back and forth. I don't have my glasses. We're careening out of control. The top of the curtain's on fire. I'm screaming bloody murder. Because I just got woken up. I opened the curtains, and all I seen was flames. Now again, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I didn't know what to do because I'm not even awake yet. Turns out the guy I was training, and see, if you ever guys ever notice, if you see a truck driver put on his flashes while he's on the road, that ain't got nothing to do with you guys. What that's doing is telling the next driver, the next trucker behind him, hey, stupid, I'm going below 55 miles an hour. Beware. Watch out for me. Well, my trainee, the guy didn't put on his flashes. So his perception, by the time he realized it, he was coming up on him in the middle of the night. That guy was coming out onto the road, and he slammed right into him. He hit him on the his driver's side and on our passenger side, and the diesel tank on the passenger side where I would have been sitting blew up, and the passenger seat was on fire. See, this is why I believe, guys, because God said something's gonna happen. I got you. Go back to sleep. And I'm gonna tell you another part of that story. And I told it before. Another part of that story is this: always treat people with respect because you don't know what's going to happen because of your actions. And I remember this guy, and he was in his 20s. You know, I did sports or whatever, and I never talked about it. I showed him respect, and I remember I'm pumping out big MC Fat behind. I'm pushing 300, and I'm eating double cheeseburgers and Whoppers with fries and all this other stuff. And I'm looking at this poor guy sitting a can of beanies, the little beanies, the little salt. Hey man, he said, no, I get my first chicken. Hold up, bro. Come on. And I remember I fed him. I didn't care. Like, screw this. Come on. And I fed this guy. And I didn't. I said, don't worry about it. I can't have you falling out at the wheel. In the accident, it was an accident. And I can't have you falling out on the wheel. But the feeling that I felt, again, the sheer terror that I just knew I was going to die. And I wasn't ready for it. Because I was at that point in my life, I was miserable in this top the level of miserability. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to die. And I remember I'm screaming and screaming, and an explosion happened, and my right leg was the glass. It blew up and embedded in my right knee, and I mean I'm screaming. How there's no way out of the back. I had to go through the flames, and I remembered a hand coming through the curtains, grabbing my forearm, and like the freaking Hulk snatched me out of that truck. I didn't have nothing on but tidy whities and socks, and it was mile marker 110 on I-40 um, west of Little Rock, Arkansas. Every time I go through there, I always stop and I literally come and get out the truck and bend the knee and thank God for another day, another hour, another minute. Nothing nothing prepares you. I never got counseling for that. Nothing prepares you for that point in that moment in time where you 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 just know that's this it. You know, you just know that this is it. And I've always told that story. I remember screaming out to God, I don't want to die. I haven't done nothing. I've been miserable all my adult life. I'm not even adult yet. And I was in my, I was in my, I was freaking in my 30s, you know, I was in my late 30s, early 40s. I said, I haven't done anything. And I'm pleading with God, whatever I did, and I meant that. I mean, whatever I did, I'm sorry. I, I don't want to die like this. I want to live. And I remember that feeling of sheer terror that engulfed me. It's a point in my life I'll never, ever, ever forget. And see, what you guys don't realize is some people, so a lot of us you can't afford counseling. Like, if you ever come by my truck at the truck stop, my curtains are wide open. I don't sleep with my curtains closed. I don't sleep with my curtains closed. If anybody's in there, if you've ever been through something so life changing, put a one up put a one in the comment because you know it's like sometimes like I see when when I drive it's called the Smith system. You're supposed to do these certain steps. Like I need to have my eyes at least a mile or 2 miles ahead of where I'm driving. I'm normally looking. Okay, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's this one? What they doing? What's this one doing? I gotta watch you because if I see that your lights are getting brighter and you're getting closer, my perception is my reality, but my reaction time is different from when I put my foot on the brake. So you have to be ready, and you have to be ready, Freddy, and things like that. Some people ain't gonna throw their flashes on like I do, like other drivers do. You don't know. He could be standing still right there. And a lot of times you see blue lights. Guys, I don't know if y'all know this, but you don't want to be in the same lane, or if a cop pulls you over, then just so you know, if a cop pulls another car over, you got to get over in the next lane. Don't stay in the lane and buzz by that cop. That's against the law. That is $1,000 fine. Trust me. Believe you me. It's $1,000 fine. So if nobody wants to let you over in the hammer lane, slow down to a crawl. Honk your horn. Let that cop know you're there. Because a lot of times they don't want to die either doing their job. And I know we all say F the police, but watch out. So just so you know, but everybody has a situation. Everyone has something that they've gone through. You don't realize. My father used to tell me a story. He 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 was very hush hush about it at a certain point. He's from North Georgia, and he went and bought some land up there before he passed, and my mother sold it, good, because I know. But where he was from, and I remember We went out to Shoney's or whatever up there, and he says, you know what? And the lady, a Caucasian woman passed us while we were going in there, and he said, you know, back when I was growing up, if you didn't bow your head to that woman, if you didn't nod your head, bow your head, and say good morning, they'd probably hung your behind. They'd have probably hunted you down that night and hung your behind. They'd have lynched you. He also said that where he was from on Fridays and Saturday nights, instead of having lights on in your home, you had to turn off your lights and be in the darkness because you know, drunken white folks, sorry, I had to say it like that, drunken white folks would pass by and they'd see your lights on and come in, break in the house and lynch you. And these are the things that go on that, even back in the day, way back then, even till now, sheer terror reigns on a young man or even a person of my age. When you ever tell me if I'm wrong, you drive by a cop sitting on the side of the road, then your heart starts racing. Tell me that ain't crazy. Tell me that isn't crazy. Because you thinking of what if you pull me over? What did I do? What? Oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's crazy stuff, but it's our reality. A lot of us have grown up on the battlefield and don't even realize it. We've gone through something and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize that normal stuff to us is sheer terror to other people because we've been through it for so long. We're battle hardened and not even realizing we've been through it for so long. This is just a switch up and just talking about stories that, and if you've been through something, always know you're never alone. They have um, they have 1-800 numbers. They have counseling centers. They have um, they have people that you can actually call up and talk to. We had one guy come on our live and say some stuff. I see someone else and then come up some stuff, but I had to say, look, bro, I'm not a professional. I am not a professional. I'm sorry, we say a prayer for you, but I don't want you to, I don't want to be responsible for you. I'm just a guy that's playing around on YouTube. I'm just this guy, you know. But just know that you can make it through. And that's the same thing if I've come to say anything today. If I can do it, if I can make it through, you can do it too. You know what I mean? Have you ever been through something that has been so horrific, but you made it through? You know what I'm saying? That you made it through. And but back to the story, I remember I was crying out to God and saying, God, I just want to live. I've never done nothing, and give me a chance. I just want to live. And you know, that's when he gave me a crazy friend to put in my life that we do stuff with to for the adventures. Even then, I'd be like, nah, I ain't doing that now. And then he's given me a wonderful wife, a wonderful woman, a wonderful, uh, you know, a wonderful partner that I thank her every chance I get. I thank God every chance I get for every minute, every moment, every hour, every second, every millisecond, because it's been It's been 9 years. 9 years that I should not have had. And I thank God for every moment, every minute. And I know I'm laughing, but it's a humbling experience to know, hey, I shouldn't be here. But I count it all joy because I've stayed humble. Oh boy. I've stayed humble through all this. That's why I can look at the little things. That's why I can look at my lawnmower. Here's a funny thing. I'm wondering, why didn't he send me this? Why didn't he send me that? For this lawnmower I'm working on. You know why he ain't send it to me? Because I ain't ordered it. Ain't that crazy? Because I ain't ordered. It's been a blessing, guys. If you're thinking I've been through something, guess what? Someone probably done been through something more horrific than you. But count it all joy. Count it all joy. It's been an experience. And once again, I thank y'all for coming in and loud. You guys are my. Mike always tell you, you charge it, either charge it to my charge it the counseling chair. I'll charge it to your account. That's why when I make it, I think I'm like 720 from the magic line. Because I'm gonna be doing giveaways. I'm gonna give some wonderful. Yeah, I'm gonna look for wonderful giveaways. Um, Once I make that 3,000 mark, I count it all joy. And if I could be encouraging to anybody, just know, look, if I can do it, you can do it. So hang in there, keep moving forward, keep pushing forward. Hey, I didn't see my Wellness with Fuga Mama, but y'all check her out. You know, let's work together and help each other out. Check out, hey, Mike's trying to get them hours. Yo, check him out. Help the brother out. You know, if you get a chance, watch a video or two of mine. You know, you guys are a blessing, and I appreciate y'all. And we made it to Friday, so I'm gonna try to stay off this freaking thing, not do no pop-up lives for the next 2 days, so I can be re-energized and find a new subject to talk about. And you guys have a blessed, and I hope this is Friday because yeah, it is Friday. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful weekend. And as always, know if you don't think nobody loves you, know that I love you and God loves you too. And hang in there because there's nothing more wonderful. There's nothing more wonderful than appreciating life for what it is, even though you done been through something. Y'all have a blessed day. See you Monday. Deuces.